Okay, so here we have one that I prepared earlier. This is Audrey, and she has had the 5-blade on her body, and the legs haven't completely finished, and we still need to do our complete finish, but I wanted to jump to the head to give you a different idea of heads and to show you what you can get away with. So right now I'm going to really focus on separating our muzzle to the back skull, and I'm going to imagine when you're doing your poodle trims and you're taking out from the corner of your ear to the corner of the eye. I'm going to actually do that on this trim. So corner of the ear, corner of the eye. I'm really going to clean up that cheek. I'm going to then drag it through in front of the eye, just so I can really make that muzzle pop. We'll do the corner of the eye like we did with the other little one. We're just helping to separate our muzzle and our head. So again, on the other side, corner of the ear to the corner of the eye. I'm using a 10-blade, everyone, so that one is going to take it down reasonably short. And I'm just making that cheek nice and clean. And then continuing on under the eye, but not into the muzzle. So I'm just clearing out that little bit under the eye. Separation. Okay, I'm going to leave the underside with the 5-blade like we did with our body, and of course I'm still leaving that little bit for me to hang on to at the front so we can design our little muzzle in here. Now this trim is going to be the trim that doesn't separate the ears from the top knot. So typically when you're doing your poodle trims or your teddy trims, we have a break between our ears and our top knot. So this one I'm going to trim the head down nice and round and keep the ears all incorporated to give it, it's a bit more like a bichon trim. So to start that, we're going to clean up the front. So just coming around the front like you do normally with your poodle trims or your bichon trims. And clean out anything that's there in front of the eyes. Make sure you go around the corners to clean out that side vision. And I'm keeping my scissors at a fairly level to the ground when I'm coming in between the eye and the ear, just to trim that off. So I'm going to keep a little bit of a bell shape happening here. Do the other side. Not too much of an angle. Sorry, she's a dark dog, so she makes it hard to video. Try and move her head around so everyone can see. Okay. So once we've got that all set in, I'm going to come to the side. I'm going to pick, these ears are going to be shorter, so we're going to see how far her ears come down. They come down to this point here. I'm going to trim just below their ear leather. Make sure, again, check so you don't go trimming ear leather itself. And then I'm going to fluff this ear up into the top knot, so it's going to become part of the top knot. And we're going to trim. Is it tickly? And just rounding these little ears so they look like little tiny earmuffs. And bring it up into that top knot. It's a little bit like a helmet, this one. Like her little ears are sticking out from the helmet from above. Again, check to see where your ear is. I'm visualizing it where I left my finger so I can see my hairline where I'm going to. Comb up and scissor off. Got a nice rainy day here on the south coast. A few days into spring. Now the back of my head, I'm going to just blend it all in. Blend it to the back of the skull, straight into our thigh blade work on the body, and then our helmet comes off that. Typically these top knots are a bit flatter than what you would normally see on a poodle, not quite as much length. What are you doing, darling? So you want to whittle it down as much as you can without losing too much of your shape. Tricks always to comb and comb and comb so you can see where you're going. Oh, there's a puppy dog walking past the window. You gonna get him? He's a silly boy out in the rain, isn't he? You've got to love a poodle. They're so versatile. Really, you can do anything with them. Okay, so my shape's pretty much where I want it to be. I've got a bit of scissor work to do, but let's focus on the muzzle. So we're going to turn this little muzzle into a bit of a donut muzzle. Pull all that hair forward. It's all right, darling, the dog's gone now. I'm going to come around behind, make sure nothing's sticking up in the doggy's nose, so she can see what she's doing. Good girl. And I'm just using a curved pair of scissors. She's been very difficult. Hey, hey, good girl. Clean off your lip line and visualize round. Being terrible. What are you being terrible for? Again, clean off anything that's sticking back behind your lip there. You can come up into the nose, lip line. Pull forward and soften over the bridge of your nose. You don't want to take too much length off there. That's part of the characteristic trimming. And of course the chin we talked about needs to be nice and short. You can take that off, and again I can clean up the lips. I normally flick this to a 30 blade and just take those little lip hairs off. Just nice and neat and tidy. No. Okay, and there we have it. I'm going to go find her a little costume to put on and show you guys what she looks like. Okay, so here she is dressed up in her fancy dress. Isn't she adorable? What do you reckon? Are you adorable? She says, I just want to go and eat my dinner. Thanks, guys.